Stadium in Iowa City. It's time for Big Ten Conference football as the Iowa Hawkeyes meet the Buffalo Bulls. Last year, Brad Banks, number 2 for the Heisman, won the Davey O'Brien Award. There's his replacement, Nathan Chandler, and like Banks, just 1 year to be a full-time starter. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by U.S. Cellular. We connect with you. They're the Hawkeye backs and receivers, and certainly Maurice Brown, the big play guy. 11 touchdowns last year, 1 last week against Miami. Up front, it's a rebuilding offensive line, but what an anchor. Robert Gallery, Brown, and Hinkle are both set wide to the left of quarterback Nathan Chandler. In the slot is the tight end, Eric Jensen, and it's Fred Russell looking for room. And finding it into Buffalo territory, into their secondary. And it has been mostly Fred Russell on this drive. Has the first down and more to the 23-yard line of the Bulls. Chandler wants to throw. And he has a pass that is bobbled in the end zone by Hinkle, but he was over the goal line. Touchdown, Iowa. Chandler to Hinkle, a 6-yard touchdown strike, and the Hawkeyes score in their first possession. And now the incredible Lou Groza Award winner from last year, Nate Kading, on to attempt the point after, out of the hole by David Bradley. And it is good. There's the up front guys. Matt Roth, 10 sacks last year, already has 2 this season. The linebacking core, impressive debut as a starter for Chad Greenway as he led the team in tackles. And in the secondary, we mentioned Bob Sanders has had surgery, so Chris Smith has to fill in for him. He was a starter 2 years ago. This one will start out of the eye. Play action fake to Leeper. Secchi's got company, and he gets sacked. Abdul Hodge on the stop once again for the Hawkeyes, and good support from Jonathan Babineau. Fred Russell looking for daylight and finding it. Russell out to the 30-yard line before Jamara Williams rolls him down. Not only do the Hawkeyes like his size at 6'2" and 216, but they like his speed for that size.
He's a very explosive offensive player, and I think he's one of the great receivers that Iowa's ever had.
Again, Chandler, play action fake. The bomb, a battle for the ball, and coming down with it in a crowd with an incredible catch.
That's why I said that, Larry.
How
That's
amazing!
Why I said he's one of the best.
How amazing! Good call. What a great catch.
I got to tell you, that's way too much confidence in Nathan Chandler to be able to throw that ball up there like that for Mo Brown to go get. This ball had no right being thrown down the middle like this, and it just hung a little bit. Well, I guess it's because he got a little pressure, but this is all Mo Brown. This is exactly what you do as a receiver. You got to go up and get it at its highest point.
Fred Russell heading for another 100-yard performance. Got a lot of those here in the first quarter. Now he's looking for the end zone, and he finds that Iowa touchdown. Fred Russell into the end zone for the 12th time in his Iowa career. Buffalo struggled offensively a week ago, got in the end zone just once in the loss to Rutgers. They moved the ball well here early. Knieven goes in motion. Secchi being pursued, and the pitch man is hit. The ball is scooped up into the end zone. Sean Considine for an Iowa touchdown.
That's Chad Greenway caused all that. That's a stud linebacker for Iowa. Forced the early pitch that his back wasn't ready for, and Considine's able to scoop it up and run in for the touchdown.
Fullback Cervantes, the single setback in an apparent passing situation. With Brown in motion, and instead it's the give to the fullback. Making Champ Davis on the carry, and he has good yardage as he carries to the 35-yard line. A 17-yard burst by the Hawkeye freshman, first-year freshman fullback, Champ Davis.
Great play call by Kendall. You see the reverse here, it just keeps that backside support away, and Champ Davis is able to just be patient, believe in his offensive line and the tight end, and just keep moving at play side, moving at strong side, and just keep picking up great chunks of yards.
Big question about Champ Davis is where will he play, because he can do a lot of things.
True freshman, he's got a lot of great skills, good lead blocker, good solid runner, great receiver out of the backfield. Looks a lot like Liddell Betts, former Iowa Hawkeye guy, that when he sees that number 46, Iowa thinks of Liddell Betts, but Champ Davis is going to make a name for himself.
Chandler with the fake to Russell, and the pass is complete and dragged down at the 23-yard line for the Iowa Hawkeyes by the linebacker Chris Clifton.
Champ Davis on cue.
On a first down from the 23, it's Russell. 15, 10, 5. Fred Russell angled out at the 1-yard line. First and goal, Iowa. Brown, the man in motion. Chandler will run it in. Touchdown, Iowa. Nathan Chandler.
You know, they're going to give a good representation of themselves throughout the day, even though the score is getting a little bit out of hand here.
Well, again, they're growing in small steps. Secchi delivers, and the pass is picked off by Sean Considine. Considine back to midfield. Into Buffalo territory, and he's upended at the 46-yard line of the Bulls. Sean Considine comes up with the interception, his second of the season, at the 35-yard line of the Buffalo Bulls. Fred Russell secures the football, looks for some holes, and finds them. Chandler, plenty of time, throws, and it's complete to Maurice Brown, touchdown. Maurice Brown into the end zone on a 23-yard strike from Nathan Chandler, who is now thrown for 2 touchdowns and run for another.
That was a great throw, too. It basically just went 3 verticals. Ed Hinkle, Mo Brown, and Mike Follett going down the left side, tying up the safeties. There's 3 guys back there to cover 2, or 2 guys to cover 3, and Nathan Chandler spots the open Mo Brown and drills it in there with it.
Welcome back to Iowa City. Something you don't see very often, a true freshman at quarterback for the University of Iowa. You're about to see Drew Tate take the first snap of his Iowa career.
Iowa thinks they got something real special in Drew Tate. You know, you just want to always let these guys develop on their time frame, but they think he's ready.
And he hands it off on the first play, and running straight ahead with the football is Marcus Schnorr. And the lone running back is Champ Davis. Tate with a 7-step drop, and he completes to Davis. To the 45, Davis to the Buffalo 41-yard line. A.J. Johnson, another true freshman, checks into the Iowa backfield. Tate will keep. Can he run? Yes, he can. Down to the 16-yard line.
Can't hide from that.
Double tight. Ochoa is deep. The handoff is into the end zone. A touchdown.
Wow. A.J. Johnson.
A.J. Johnson, great power for his first Iowa touchdown on a 2-yard run. The freshman out of Bolingbrook, Illinois. And Kyle Schlicker is going to attempt his first point after. He's a freshman out of Ankeny, a very talented kicker. You got to get these guys some game experience, and he hits his first one. So Kyle Schlicker out of Ankeny comes on for the first time, and number 1 hits number 1, the number 1 PAT of his career.
Watch the left side here. This is A.J. Johnson basically doing it by himself. But Derek Walker's out leading. Champ Davis is trying to lead block, but that's all A.J. Johnson right there, just wanting to get it in the end zone, and he does it.
Piskoric remains a quarterback for the Bulls, and is hit in the backfield, loses the football. Big pileup. The Hawkeyes got it.
Mo Dawkins. We talked about him earlier. I mean, this is a guy that knows how to get to the football.
You got to like anybody at 153 pounds who even walks onto a football field. Kevin Worthy forced the fumble.
Putting the hat on the ball. That's just great form tackling right there, putting the hat on the ball and getting it out of there. Interesting situation. You got about 4th and 5. I know Coach Ferentz doesn't like to run the score up on anybody, but yet their kickers haven't kicked a field goal yet this year, so it's interesting to see what they're going to do here. They'll let the clock run out.
And so an impressive first half comes to a close here at Kinnick Stadium. Buffalo very run-oriented. Last year, Iowa gave up an average of 78 yards on the ground. Here's Kevin Worthy in to make the stop in the backfield. Leeper got the ball, and then he got Worthy almost simultaneously. Play action fake to Schnorr. Tate with a nice throw, and it's complete to the 15-yard line. Wow. Tate with a strike.
Iowa fans, the beauty of this is he set his feet, and he threw that ball before the receiver was out of the cut. This ball is this is a timing route. He gets his feet set, and then just throws a bullet on the outside to Malloy, and Malloy does a nice job of catching the ball with his hands and turning it upfield.
His first Hawkeye catch, Matt Malloy out of Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Schnorr sees an opening and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa, Marcus Schnorr. No illusions by Jim Hoffer and his staff. They know that trying to do what they're trying to do, and that's play 1A football, just their 4th year trying to do that. It takes a lot longer than that. Secchi fakes the option, pays the price. Boom, down he goes. Big hit by Marcus Pascal, a name that I think we're going to hear a lot about, don't you?
You know, I mean, they missed Bob Sanders, but Marcus Pascal has come up and made a couple great hits from the secondary, and that's just playing the option right there, and that's imposing your will on a team when you come up and finish it like that.
Morano in punt formation. Ochoa looking for a return. 21-yard return last time. He's got more this time. Ochoa to the 30. 20. He is going and gone. Ramon Ochoa on a punt return of 40 to make it 70 yards.
You know, Lester Urban, the Hawks have been on cue today. You know, we talk about something, Lester Urban, the special teams, and here they come up and they make a big play, and you know, that was just great blocking. Great instincts by Ochoa. I mean, just coming up inside. I think he gets a good cross block right in here. Frees him up, and then Malloy's on the kicker, but Ochoa does a great job of just making the kicker miss by himself and takes it all the way in.
And for the senior out of Maywood, California, his first Iowa touchdown.
He's that player at Iowa that you need, you know, just that core guy that's going to do whatever you ask. He's going to make that tough third down catch. He's going to return punts for you. He is a fantastic player for the Hawks.
Bradley holds for Schlicker. Schlicker splits the uprights for the third time. Ramon Ochoa, 70-yard punt return.
Iowa does a nice job of just cross blocking in there, and then Ochoa does all the rest. Crowd's loving it right now. Turns the corner, takes it in. Basically untouched. I think he was untouched.
I think he was. Piskoric has led them on a long drive. This is Leeper. And he is stacked up close. Then did he get in? Not quite. Or did he? Yeah, he did. Touchdown, Leeper. Manson had a great high school career. A 3-year starter, led his team to a couple of state titles, had a 32-2-1 career in high school. Once threw 9 touchdown passes in a single ball game. And he now directs the Iowa offense. And in fact carries the ball himself.
He had to. He went the wrong way. That's
well, you know, he got a first down out of it and a 14-yard gain.
That's a freshman mistake right there, but he does a nice job. Everybody's heading to the right except the quarterback.
Must have felt rather lonely out there,
he
huh?
does a nice job. Actually, that might have been the running back. Looking at it, looked like some of the linemen were sliding to the left, so that might have been on the running back.
And the Iowa Hawkeyes finish with a 56-7 win over the University of Buffalo Bulls.
Solid showing. They did what they had to do today, and you know, I think they'll take it and they'll build on it and they'll get ready for the Cyclones next week.
And again, the great thing for Kirk Ferentz was the chance to play a lot of young people, several true freshmen, and he really hadn't played many true freshmen in his time at Iowa. Chance to get them some valuable game experience.
And I think they did really well. I mean, I think they gave a great account of themselves, which is also another high mark that they're recruiting better. You know, I felt all along. I went to a practice a couple weeks ago, and I thought they got a great group of freshmen and redshirt freshmen coming back, and I think the future looks bright for the University of Iowa.
Norm Parker has seen his defense play solidly, and again, he got to play a lot of people today as the Hawkeyes shake hands among themselves. Kirk Ferentz will join us in a moment. 56-7, the final score today at Kinnick.